Welcome to Cork, kid. It is grand to see you.
If you find a painting in a charity shop that looks exactly like a masterpiece in a museum, the price tag depends on more than what's on the canvas. One sells for £5, the other sells for 10 million. That massive gap in value comes down to the official track record, a documented history that proves exactly who owned the object, where it's been, and who verified it every step of the way. A collector pays for this documented timeline. It's the link that connects the physical object back to the artist who actually created it. In the world of physical objects, we only trust that something is valuable if we can see a clear, verifiable chain of custody. We can see this in action with this mechanical press. It belonged to Donald O'Leary, a printer in Cork, Ireland, whose family work helped preserve the city's stories long before the digital age. A century ago, history was grounded in the physical world. It was recorded by real people, using heavy equipment in specific places, like this busy Cork street. Printing a document back then required intense physical effort. You had to set metal type, ink the heavy rollers, and pull the levers. Because it was so difficult to do, the work itself carried a built-in layer of trust. The sheer reality of that effort served as a natural proof of where the document came from. Today, physical effort has disappeared. Artificial intelligence can generate images and stories in seconds, removing the friction that defined the creative process. Computers can now instantly mimic old photographs or historical records. We have moved into a world of limitless, effortless abundance. But if a machine can perfectly replicate a moment like this, 1970s airport baggage claim, we lose our ability to tell the difference between a real memory and a generated one. This happens with every cultural memory, from a local hurling match to a family photo. AI can mimic the jerseys, the players, and the atmosphere with startling accuracy. We have plenty of content, but very little certainty. Visual quality can no longer prove that a moment was real. This creates a massive challenge for future historians. When they look back at our time, they will have to distinguish real cultural records from a flood of generated noise. This framework shows our choice. On the left, the current ungoverned era, where images lack responsibility or origin records. The right side points to a different approach, where AI work requires a documented history to be culturally valuable. The goal isn't just to make more AI, it's to ensure that what we create is backed by evidence we can actually verify. Without a clear digital paper trail, the stories we record today will be impossible for future generations to trust. To solve this, we are bringing the principles of physical history into the digital age. This is the actual intelligence framework. Every image created in the system comes with a secure file, a digital receipt tracking the entire life story of the work. This file records the original human idea, the instructions given to the AI, and the specific human review before publication. Human oversight is the key. This character, the Corkonian, represents a network of local experts who review the AI's work to make sure it's accurate and respects our actual culture. By putting people back in control of the machine, we create a chain of custody that makes digital media trustworthy again. Look ahead 100 years. By then, the software and AI models we use today will be completely forgotten. While the technology will change, the trust built through governance and evidence remains. This certification becomes a permanent record that future generations can rely on. A striking image might get our attention, but the evidence is what builds our confidence. Governance is what creates lasting value. The next time you see a digital story, look for the evidence behind it. Our history depends on the proof we choose to preserve today.